Let us settle into a position, whatever position works for you. Had a few questions after Sunday's chat about what's the best position, and it really depends on how you feel most alert and most comfortable. So lying down is always an option, except that I know that I'm not the only one who tends to become sleepy when lying down, and maybe middle of the day is not the best time to put yourself into that sort of state, unless you're in a position where you can have a little snooze afterwards. Nighttime to have a meditation in your bed is wonderful. If you do drift off, that's great. But first thing in the morning especially, I tend to sit upright on a chair, on a meditation bench like one of these, or a cushion, a zafu, whatever it might be. You can sit cross-legged with your hands in your lap or on your knees. Just getting comfortable, not rushing into the sitting. The seat, the way that you're sitting is probably one of the most important things, because if you don't feel grounded and able to relax into your posture, chances are good that your attention is going to be focused very much on how you're sitting rather than allowing yourself actually to become present. I guess that one could argue that focusing on how one is sitting could be a way of being present, but I guess it's all about what you do with that awareness. If you find that you're completely preoccupied by discomfort, then that's not great. But if you're able to sit with the discomfort and just observe it impartially, then for sure that could actually be an anchor. I would encourage you to get comfortable, sitting tall, and when you feel that you are beautifully supported, taking a few deep breaths in through the nose as you lengthen your spine, and out through the mouth as you relax your shoulders down away from your ears and become connected to your breath. Taking as many deep breaths as you need to bring about a transitioning from whatever has preceded this moment into this moment. Using those deep, intentional breaths almost as a bridge to walk you over from whatever has happened, whatever you've felt, however you've been finding yourself this morning, up until this moment. Walking across the bridge of your breath to meet yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, where you are right now. And once you feel that you've walked across that bridge, once you feel that you've actually properly landed in your body, in this moment, allowing your breathing to become beautifully effortless. And simply watching your breath as it flows in and out of your body. And by watching the breath, I mean noticing where the inhalation starts and where the inhalation finishes. Watching where the inhalation turns into an exhalation. And watching that exhalation from when it starts until when it ends. watching that little space between breaths. Watching the next inhalation, the next exhalation, the pauses between the breaths. And just staying with that for the next 2 minutes, returning your attention to your breath, the process of breathing, every time you find that you've drifted away in thought. Returning, returning, returning. This is a discipline, it's a practice that requires commitment as we training ourselves to bring our attention back to the breath and to really focus on the breath every time we find that we're drifting away for 1 more minute. We're going to stay with this simple process of returning to the breath throughout the duration of our sitting. You may find it helpful to find one particular point in your body where you're most aware of your body breathing. It might be in your nostrils. It might be that you can feel the flow of breath on your upper lip. It might be that you're aware of the flow of air in your nasal passages, in your throat. It might be the expansion and the contraction of your rib cage as the lungs fill with air, inflating, and empty of air as they deflate. And it's a subtle movement because we're not forcing the breath, we're just allowing the body to breathe itself. It might be that you are most aware of your breath in the gentle rise and fall of your belly, especially if you are becoming adept at softening the muscles around your navel. You might be aware of your breath somewhere different, in a different way to what I've mentioned. Just finding one place that you can use as your anchor to return to every time you find your monkey mind leaping from tree to tree of thought. It's called a returning meditation because we keep returning, in this case, to our breath, to the sensation of the breath in the body. Every time you drift away, you simply become aware of having drifted away. You might want to take a mental note of what it is that's demanding your attention. You might notice that there is a corresponding reaction in your body, maybe a tightening up or a bracing, as you move away from the present moment. Noticing what's going on for you. And when you return, releasing the power of those thoughts. Releasing the tension from your physical body. Softening the emotional charge of whatever thoughts you may be having. Focusing the attention back on whatever part of your body you're most aware of your breath, and then watching your breath there. Being aware of inhaling as you inhale. Being aware of exhaling as you exhale. If anyone has ever house trained a puppy, you will be familiar with the process of repeatedly bringing a puppy to a particular point and encouraging it to stay there, to do what you want it to do, where you want it to do it. The mind can be like that puppy, running away again and again and again. And the process of training our minds is exactly the same. Gently but firmly, again and again and again, we bring the puppy of our mind back to where we want it to be. Making allowances for the fact that this is a practice. Coming back to the breath, coming back to that one particular point in your body. And that point may change from day to day. Noticing today, where do you feel your breath most acutely? Noticing how you are sitting beautifully tall, but at ease, dignified, aware, but not rigid. And simply watching the flow of breath. No such thing as a bad meditation. Whether you are feeling fragmented or focused, whether you are feeling at ease or distressed, the awareness of how you're feeling is what this practice is all about. Allowing yourself to show up exactly as you are and choosing, instead of following a narrative that is probably a very well-worn path, putting all of that down as you bring your mind's attention to your breath and exploring the possibility of finding ease in this moment, breath by breath by breath. Returning to your breath every time you notice that your thoughts have drifted into the future, into the past. Breathing in to come home to yourself. Breathing out as you soften into the experience of being home. If you want to join me with one gentle Om, take a deep breath in. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, rubbing your hands together, generating some friction, some nice warmth between your hands. Keep rubbing, keep rubbing. And when your hands are nice and warm, cupping them over your eyes. And then gently opening your eyes into the warmth of your hands, rolling the gaze all the way up, eyes up to the ceiling, all the way down to the floor, eyes all the way right, all the way left, top right, bottom left, top left, bottom right, all the way up, all the way down, center forward, and then gently releasing your hands. Thank you for joining me at this unusual time. If you, like me, have been working on a computer this morning, maybe you'll really feel the benefits of that little tiny bit of eye yoga. I know that my eyes are feeling tired, and doing that little bit of eye movement, the relaxation, can really help with eyes that are taking strain. Gideon, welcome. I don't recognize you. I wonder if you're new to our sittings. Edward, welcome. Nice to see you. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Jess, welcome Jess. The multidimensional mother, welcome. Carolina, Lundi, Amira, beautiful. Arfuri, welcome. Arina, Suzanne, Erica, Elise, Shiraz, Budi, all of you, welcome. Jani, everyone, Nick. Good, so thank you for joining me. Tomorrow morning, 7:30, I hope to be back to normal with my schedule, with fiber, with all that sort of thing. So I hope to see you then. And I hope that whatever your day holds for you, the rest of the day, it's exactly what you need. Take care, look after yourselves. If there are any questions, feel free to shoot them my way now, or otherwise send me a direct message later. Thank you for joining me. We were a smaller group than usual, but the energy is just whatever we make it. So It was lovely being with you. I'm so aware of the birds out here. It's like without the human noise, nature has just been turned up. Oh, and I'm also aware of a complication to lunchtime meditations is that my stomach was growling the whole way through. I don't know if it was audible on the video. If it was, apologies. All right. Thank you, Ellie. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Suzanne. Take care, everyone. All right. Signing off.